Welcome to the All Opinions Podcast, episode 28. You already know what it is. Your boy, Ian, aka Jarrell, with my bros, with the toes. Huntman, yeah, that's him. Everyday Trey. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. What's good, fellas?
Popping.
What's not every day with Trey anymore?
It is
Every
every
day
day
with
with
Trey.
Trey.
I just made my link tree yesterday or 2 days ago.
Did you use.
Ain't that what the hoes use?
You know, everyone uses
Linktree?
Linktree.
I use Beacon.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
got
All I
like my
see is
I got my Apple Music on there, Spotify, got Twitter, got the
He said,
Apple.
isn't that
I
what the
mean,
hoes use?
all I know
got
is women
the.
that use Linktree and links them to their
We're
OnlyFans.
not about to make this a gender thing. Like that's
All
weird.
no, I'm saying all I know of people that use Linktree have been women.
So
Okay.
All I'm saying.
when you're around a lot of other content creators, if you're all like looking for that, a lot of content creators either use Beacon or they'll use Linktree to link to their other
Other
social
yes, but
media.
all I've seen out of Linktrees is women, so I
I
didn't
don't
You
have a
know.
only
Linktree,
you
so
probably
I'm
only
gonna
you
just.
probably only you probably only follow women. So
Oh,
No, I don't only follow women. But I said all the
okay, well the
only
fellas you
come
probably
on.
follow aren't creators.
You don't have to follow anybody to see a Linktree.
Well, you're not going on men's pages.
Of course not. But
All right
also,
then.
if I scroll through TikTok and I click somebody's account, man or woman, and I don't see a link tree, but I see more link trees than a woman's, then I'm gonna think that more women use Linktree.
How often are you clicking on a man's TikTok page, scrolling?
If they have good content, then I don't scroll. I don't have to scroll through. It's in your bio, first of all.
When I say scroll, you're going to the For You page and you find something that you like, which is a funny video or something good content, you click to the
Yes,
page.
yes.
How often do you do that when it's a man's page?
I don't know. I like to see how many followers people got to see what their content looks like. If it's actually funny, like Drewski, for example. I scroll down, I see a Drewski video. Like when I
Drewski
first
doesn't need
seen
a
him,
link tree.
I know, but I'm saying when I clicked his profile, because I don't there's a little tab you can click too for TikTok specifically that you can click to follow on the For You page. But I usually go to the profile to see how many followers people got, just see what their
Yeah,
stuff looking
that's
like,
what I'm saying. You
right?
don't off, but I'm saying if you
I
out of
don't
10
not often
times,
do it with the
2 times or 1 time, you're gonna go visit a man's page.
I'd say out of 10 times, I would say 7 or 8 are for women. Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
But if those 2 men don't have one, that's 0 still, and
That doesn't say that's a
6 or
terrible
s if
that's a
6 or
terrible
7
percentage.
of those women have one, or 5 or 4, then there's still 4 women that have one to 0 men.
There ain't no way that out of 8 women that page you visit, most of them have link trees.
you know,
Now
I'm
you're
I
not
not
saying that.
let me say this to that, Trey. Um,
And some of them don't link them to their OnlyFans. Like if they have only some people don't have OnlyFans, they just have Linktree for Twitter, Snapchat,
right,
Instagram,
but I'm saying
but I
WhatsApp.
feel
not
like
every
a certain type of woman is definitely going to have that.
Be on my For You page too.
Yeah, I feel like Hunter's algorithm attracts him is going to attract him towards those type of women that do have that.
My stuff ain't all thirst traps. It's not
I
be
didn't say that. I'm
misconstrued.
just saying that.
I'm just clearing the air just in
Oh,
case.
okay, yeah, yeah. But
Clear the air.
you know how algorithms work, bro. So it's gonna put you with like style, like-minded people. So yeah, if you see one person that got the link tree or the OF, it's gonna be other people that's just like that.
that's cool. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is that out of 8 women, all 8 have link
No, I'm not
trees. That's
saying that. I'm
absurd.
saying at least maybe 2 or 3 of them are gonna have one.
Exactly. I'm
And
giving you
that's
that
still
because you're saying
0
8
to
women,
men.
but out of 2 out of 8 is how much of a percentage?
25.
Right. So 25%. You haven't even given the men a 25% chance. It's
They're
either
0 for 2. That's 0 for 2.
right. So if you're getting a
That's 2 out of
25%
10,
chance for a woman
20%.
and it's out of 8 and you're only looking at 2 men, that's not even the correlation
No,
isn't even
niggas don't
it
got
ain't
link
mathing, bro.
trees,
That's
bro.
simple statistics,
Niggas ain't got
simple
link
data
trees, bro.
analysis.
Niggas ain't got link trees, bro.
All right.
I'm just saying, majority of
Anyways, I
people
made my
use
link
women.
tree. I put my Instagram, Twitter, my Apple Music and Spotify music in there. I also put the
And
All
your
Opinions.
OnlyFans?
I also put the All Opinions podcast in there as well, and then my own personal YouTube. If I had an OF, I would put my OF there as well.
Do you have a
There you
personal
go.
YouTube now?
I've always had a personal YouTube. That's where all my music videos or stuff are.
Oh, well, that's what you say your personal YouTube is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of music, Bobby Shmurda. It's crazy how he's trying to get like find his ground back into the game. But I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. He dropped a song called Hoochie Daddy, which is I don't know, man. How you go from like I don't know, but he dropped a song called Hoochie Daddy. What you guys think of it?
That sounds ass. Sounds
He
so
should have
ass.
been dropped it when it was hot on TikTok.
He's late. He's late. The summer's almost over.
He's talking about summer over. That's shit crazy.
Summer almost over, bro. Hoochie Daddy shorts was getting us when we were talking about wearing short shorts. You waited till the end of the season to drop the song 1 and 2. Like,
Only halfway
bro,
through.
we ain't halfway through. August is
No,
a week away.
but summer in September 22nd.
Days in
So you
Summer,
don't.
summer, September 22nd is in the summer, right?
So what was so late about the song, bro? Like, cause Hoochie Daddy was like a thing.
It was a thing earlier,
Yes,
but
and
no
it's
one's
still
talking about Hoochie Daddy shorts anymore.
He just
people still wearing them.
Yeah. It's just that, bro,
Playing,
like,
playing devil's
I feel
advocate right now.
like since he got out, all he's been trying to do is make catchy. He's trying
trending
to
stuff.
make catchy, trending stuff.
Trying to be
And that
trending
Hoochie,
again.
that one's not going to work.
That shit was ass.
That's just not going to work, bro. He yelled Hoochie Daddy the whole entire time, bro. The whole time. He didn't say nothing else. He made it like a little two-liner. That's it, bro. He tried to write off the beat and his name and the word Hoochie Daddy. That's not going to work, bro.
That shit quickly off. Quickly, when you force a TikTok song, bro, that's never gonna be good. Like you can't force a TikTok song.
Right.
Like ain't nobody trying to hear that. That shit was terrible. Like terrible.
Do you think he's trying
You
to
know
get that thunder again? Pretty much, like just shoot for that.
what, bro? But the thing is, he was rapping on his first ever hit, like talking about stuff. Now he's just trying to do dance. Like I don't even know what's going on. Shit is weird.
If we had to grade it,
0.
0.
damn.
I ain't listen to that shit ever again.
Ever.
Bro, the only time you'll hear this on TikTok, and I'll be like, scroll past the videos too now. That shit was terrible.
So what's the name? Tusi?
Wait, what'd you think about it?
It sucked.
Oh, okay, I'm just to make sure we're
I
on the
wasn't
same
about to
page.
give it no. Bro, that song was horrible. Like, what are we doing here? Hoochie Daddy from Bobby Shmurda. That's Shmurda. Who you Shmurdering? Hoochie Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like it was whack, bro. To me. Love Is by Tusi. Who is this?
Music Week was terrible.
Wasn't it?
Hey, shout out Bino,
Actually,
man.
Let me
Shout
say
out
it.
Bino.
wait, let me
say
pause this
it.
real quick.
What's
Actually,
up?
let me pause this real quick.
Pause
The
it.
Music Week wasn't bad, and on next week's week 29 list is actually a great week because we're adding next week's music plus this week's. Because with this week, Neo dropped the album, and what's his name?
Neo dropped out.
Neo dropped the album, which I put on the list for next week,
Shout out
and
Bino,
then
man. Shout out to Bino.
we got what's that group?
You don't even know the name. They're supposed to be good.
Gangsta Art dropped this week too.
Who with them?
That's that why can't I think of his name?
Ain't good.
Because Young Dolph passed away. It's that group with it's that Memphis group.
What? So Moneybagg Yo gonna be on there?
Huh?
Moneybagg Yo on there?
Yo Gotti, his label. Yo Gotti's label dropped the album.
Oh,
And so
who's on there?
they got the girl
Mozzie?
who dropped FNF. She's on that label now. So that they got their whole entire group and they dropped the whole entire album. Is Moneybagg Yo part of that album? That group too? Is he signing them? To Yo Gotti?
It sounded like him, so I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. So we got that next week. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce's album drops the 29th.
Beyonce drops
next
the
week.
29th.
Yeah. Lloyd Banks dropped the album. Melly dropped the album.
Hey, that
So
Tusi song was terrible.
it was terrible. It reminded me
I
of
don't ever want us to put a Tusi song through the notes again. Let's leave him where he is. Respectfully.
Yeah,
Respectfully.
I gotta be honest, bro. I didn't like none of the music that was on the list.
You didn't like Neo song?
Like Neo song was cool. Like hearing Neo is always like a good thing because he's a good singer. He's a great songwriter. And it would be cool listening to the album because it's Neo. Uh, but
I
wasn't
feel
there somebody
like
featuring in it too?
Yeah, it
yeah,
was
Zay.
say something.
Yeah, I don't. I could have lived without that.
Yeah.
But I actually liked hearing Neo with the 2000 like a current voice, like being able to shift
I mean,
into
he's
a
definitely
current.
one of the greatest songwriters.
I know, but I'm just saying you don't. He took like a big hiatus. Like there's a period where he did this thing where he was still trying to make the pop R&B music, and it wasn't hitting the same. Like Let's Go, that song. And then we
But that was going
never
to crazy.
go.
Let
It
it
was
go. Be
it
fun.
was
My
it
bad.
was then, but he's trying to keep making that music like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and that's not gonna hit the same way.
Yeah, we're kind of past that.
Yeah, so now hearing him with a more current sound, he sounds great. I like, you know what I'm saying? It sounded really good. So I'm actually excited to listen to the album. For me it was like
Song
8
was
out of
trash.
to me it's 8 out of 10.
The
This
song
was
was 8 out of
trash.
10.
For me, yeah. I saved it.
This was
So
trash.
like your other 8 out of 10s, you're saying like that was on. You know what I'm saying? Like
You can't
when you
you
say
can't
8
you
out
can't
of
remind me.
no. When you say 8 out of 10, bro, that means any other song that you're saying 8 out of 10. That means they're on the same level. I'm not saying you can
No,
compare the two because they're different styles, but 8 out of 10 is saying this was just as good as this last one. Type stuff.
for me.
But I'm saying like 8 out of 10s, you kind of banging low key.
Banging
Well,
out the 8 out of
you gotta
10.
think I have a different taste in music than y'all.
I never
Bro,
said
you
you
be
didn't.
banging out 8 out of 10,
What
bro.
I said is that 8 out of 10 songs you're low key playing. So like this has to be in rotation then.
I'm not playing this Neo. I'm not
Yes,
playing
it's in my
any Neo
rotation.
record.
Okay, all right, that's all I'm
I'm
saying. Like you're saying
not
that this
playing
song
any
is
Neo
in
record
your
after
rotation.
2012.
It is in my rotation.
All right, all right. I kind of
Any
doubt that.
Neo
But
record after 2012 is not getting played.
care about pull up his playlist,
No,
bro. If I'm
not
not
this one.
listening to, then I'm so sick of. I'm not
Bro,
playing it.
if it ain't that,
That's
if it
crazy,
ain't,
bro. That's my problem. People can't grow, bro. Y'all don't let people grow,
I'm
bro.
it
just
ain't
He just made
playing.
this man.
I'm
This man.
just
This because
growing
playing.
what?
I'm just
Growing what, Trey?
playing.
just because this man dropped an album, you can listen to old school Neo. You can listen to new school Neo.
I never
So
said that. We're
We
going to
will
listen
listen
to the
to it.
album.
he said that.
Wait. It's gonna be on the list. We're gonna listen to the album. Doesn't mean it's gonna be good.
Right, but you said that
You can still have Prime somebody.
we're listening to it for the pod. But on a regular basis, if you saw a Neo album drop, you wouldn't go play it.
If it was
You damn
fire, it
right.
doesn't matter to me.
It's not going to be fire because you're not going to listen to it.
We're about
Who's
to
not
listen
gonna
to
listen
it.
to it? We have
I'm
to.
saying for the pod. If this is
Okay,
on,
we have to
if we
listen
didn't have
to it.
the, if we didn't have the pod, Hunter would not go and listen to this.
But so what are you trying to say? It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna
You're
listen
not
to
giving
it.
people, you're not giving greats a chance
I have to give him a chance because I have to listen to it.
for the pod. If it wasn't, I'm saying if there was
It
no
doesn't
pod,
matter. That makes no difference. It makes no difference. I have to listen to it, so I'm going to give it a chance.
Yeah, you can't.
Yes,
you're
it doesn't
trying.
matter.
Oh, you guys are trash. You guys are so
No. What you're
trash.
trying to do
So
is you're trying to say that we're
I'm
just
not
not
gonna
gonna
listen
go
to it.
listen to
If
the.
we never had
I'm
the
not
pod,
going
you would
to
never listen
listen,
to it.
bro. I'm
Why
not.
does that matter, Trey?
Yeah, that's like saying I'm not gonna listen to
You
a
still have
lot
to
of
go and
music,
listen to it
bro.
with an open mind. You still have to do that, even with the pod. So why does that matter? That makes
It
no difference.
it does make a difference
What's the
What
difference?
difference does it
What
make?
difference?
because this is why, and I don't care which. This is why it makes a difference.
Okay, tell
Because
us.
what you're saying, Hunter, is that because I'm going off your statement earlier before you
Okay,
went on what you're saying. You said that who's listening to Neo at this time
I
and
didn't
age.
say that. I didn't say that.
I'm generalizing. I'm
You
generalizing what you're
can't
saying.
generalize. I said I'm not listening to Neo music after 2012. That's what I said.
Okay, so you said that.
I
So what
ain't.
I'm saying is, if we didn't have the pod, you wouldn't be listening to this album.
What does that matter?
What matters is you're not giving people a chance.
I'm giving him a chance by listening to it for the pod.
No,
It doesn't
I'm talking about
matter.
in real life. If we didn't have the
It's
pod, you
still
wouldn't
real
get the
life.
chance. If
I
we didn't have the
probably
pod,
listened to a couple of tracks.
if we didn't have the pod, you wouldn't be listening to it.
Honestly, I probably would
Trey,
have given it a chance
there's a
because I
lot
knew
of.
about it because I was watching Joe's last podcast and Neo came on and he was talking about his new album. So that's the only way I would have known about it. So I would have probably given it a
Yeah,
chance.
I didn't even
But
know
I
he
don't.
was dropping the album until I seen this song, and then so I think the podcast has actually allowed me to listen to more music, if anything.
And we come on here with different opinions all the time. I'd be like shocked. Like I said with the Brent album, y'all didn't like it, but I came on here. I was like, it's pretty decent. It shocked me. I came in thinking it was gonna be trash, in my opinion. So I come in with different opinions than what I expect. But it's not like I'm just gonna go out there and be like, oh, this shit suck, and then just not even give it a full listen. I'm
So
going to
y'all
listen.
thought so y'all thought Friends with Monica and Ty Dolla $ign was trash too?
That shit was weak too, bro.
Bro, every song on this list was
Every song
weak.
was there.
It was
Yes,
weak.
every song.
It was weak.
Ty Dolla ain't hitting too. He had a feature on Bino's album, and he did not do
Yeah,
justice on
I
that
didn't.
song.
I didn't. Kind of, bro. Ty Dolla used to be
He
somebody
been
that just
tripping.
did not miss.
He been
But
tripping.
yeah, bro, he been slipping. I don't know. I ain't gonna do that. I was about to say something, but I ain't gonna do that. But he been slipping, bro. He been slipping lately,
He 0 for 2 in the last two features I listened to.
and
He 0
he's
for 2.
somebody that did not miss on features. But I'm just his sound. I'm kind of getting just over it now. Like it's the same. It's the same thing now. Like you know what you're getting with Ty Dolla $ign now. It's not like
You know what
Drake.
you're getting with anybody.
No. Because no. Listen. No. Listen. This dude
Man.
Drake will come on a feature. You don't know if you're getting the singing Drake, the
So
rapping
the beat
Drake.
might change.
The beat might change and slow down and so I'm not gonna say that. Chris Brown the same
And
way. So Ty
I
Dolla
ain't
is
gonna hold you. Yeah,
uh,
I was gonna say Ty Dolla was up here. He might have dropped below Tyga in the feature rankings for me
100.
after these last two. Tyga hits everything, knocks it out the park. Not gonna lie. Ty Dolla dropped a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, in the
He,
feature
he
department,
can pick
bro.
it back up. He can
No.
pick it back up.
He's still a GOAT feature artist.
Oh,
If
for
you look
sure.
at all his stuff. But as of right now, when I used to be like, man, I don't know, man, Ty Dolla $ign up there with like Drake, Chris. He's not no
No,
more.
for real.
He's not
No,
no
no,
more.
he's over. Yeah. He might be over 3 the last 3 I heard, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. That song was weak, bro. This week was weak. This week was weak.
It is what it is, man.
All these songs. I ain't gonna lie. And to your other point, though, I want to mention this. You said we don't let artists grow. That's just not true. We've been here to see artists grow. We've seen Drake grow, Weeknd grow,
This is
Weeknd
not
try to
true.
grow. But the thing is, I don't enjoy the Weeknd's new music.
The
I
Weeknd
don't
isn't trying
enjoy
to
it.
grow. He's been doing the same music for like the last 3 albums.
It's not true.
Well, I'm saying he's grown. We've seen what he's gone from the R&B to the more pop to the 70s type shit. That
Well, the
shit
last 2 albums
ass.
he's done it.
Party Next Door tried to grow, and it just wasn't hitting. And that's one of my favorite artists. But like
He went
that shit,
backwards. He went back again.
yeah, last album was
Party Mobile
alright.
Party Mobile went backwards.
A little bit, but it's still not better than Party Next Door 1, Party Next Door 2, Party Next Door 3.
Yeah, bro. If you produce work, your work should be just as good, if not better, than the
Some
previous
consistency.
work. You know what I'm saying? Like your season. Think about basketball, bro. Your last season, your next season should be, unless you're out of your prime, you're slowly going out. Your last season or this next season should be better than the last season,
Unless you get injured.
unless something happens.
Right, so they could have some personal stuff that happens in their life. Something could happen
Yes,
where
but the
things change.
goal is growth, bro. If you're shooting 25%
And
from
yeah,
three, the next season you got to be shooting 20, like Giannis, bro. You see the growth
28,
in
30,
his
bro. You
game.
gotta be shooting 28, 30. But I'm not gonna try to dismiss anybody's trauma or what they're going through.
No,
But
no.
I will say people going through something does not change their voice. And it doesn't
And it
change.
doesn't change what I got to say about it.
Yeah, because think about it. In sports, people go through stuff and you still gotta produce. Because that's what your job is.
Exactly, bro. That life stuff, you have to deal with that, but then these are jobs. Basketball is a job. Making music, those are all jobs. And
Even
if you
in
can't
even in
perform,
regular work. Even in regular work, if you have something that happens to you and you don't come back to work and still
life
perform
don't
in the
stop.
business corporations world, you're going to get dropped off at some point. Like they're not gonna be like, all right, we're not gonna keep giving you chances. Like we know you're going through something, but we need you to produce. Like we got to get these numbers up. You know what I'm saying? So like life has to continue to go on and you have to figure out a way to
Now,
get through it
where it
by
gets
coping in a positive way.
bad is that people don't allow you to cope, or they don't allow you any type of room or freedom to be a human and go through things. But at some point, how long you gonna go through this? 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Like we gotta make money.
For example, you work at McDonald's. They say you like, oh yeah, my grandpa just passed. They're like, oh okay, and they don't give you no time off. Like, no, you gotta let that person get some time off to like cope.
Grieve
But when you
and
come back, but you gotta be ready to work. Like you've been off work for a minute. Let's go.
even if you're still grieving while you're working, you gotta take care of business, bro. You don't agree with that?
I hear y'all.
But you don't agree with it?
I think that basketball and music are two different things in that situation.
Music and come on, man, I gotta bring up Drake lines now.
I'm only saying that because
Drake is LeBron,
mentally,
bro.
right? Well, I'm only saying because mentally, when you're writing music,
Yeah.
you have to be in the mental space to write. You have to be in that mental space to do things. And if you haven't healed or haven't gone through what you need to get through, regardless, your mental will always be clouded. At work, if you work at McDonald's and your mental is a little off, you can still flip the burgers.
Bro,
You can
that's
still set the timer.
no. You can't. I can't agree with that, bro.
It may not be you may not be as fast or as quick, but your mental to write a song, you have to sit there and write and be in a different thought process.
That burger might be the sloppiest burger you ever make, just like the song might be the sloppiest song you ever write. So I can't agree with that.
Okay.
It
You don't
might
have
be
to.
it
That's
might
your
be like
opinion.
it might be like hooping. It might be one of the worst games you're out there having now because of that.
Next, you're injured.
No, because your mental is gonna disappear. Because your mental is uh oh, that's kind of messed up everything, huh? Where'd you go?
Here.
You gotta come back on the screen because your mental is out of it. Is that not?
Mm. No, I mean I respect your opinion per usual, but
Yeah, but so I'm saying, like, how can your mental
but
only be affected just when you play music or when you write music? Because I think you're biased.
I'm saying the level of no, I'm not. I'm saying the level of mental fortitude you need to write music is different than the level of mental you need to flip burger. The usage of your brain for writing a song is different than the usage of your brain for telling your arm to reach out and flip a burger
I agree with that.
and
What
do this.
what I'm saying is where that person is, they might not be able to lift up their arm for the burger. And if they do, they might only be turning it a little bit. The cheese might only be halfway on there. Just like when you're writing, you wrote a word that don't rhyme or doesn't make sense. I'm
No, you're
saying
not
that.
writing anything. That's what I'm saying. You're not writing anything.
All right, bro. There's some people
They be
that don't.
trying to.
It be some people that don't flip burger. They be in there just looking at the patty. Bro, are you all right? Are you okay? Is something going? I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I'm good. And then get back to flipping.
Or trying to. So I'm not
And
saying
them
that.
labels ain't supposed to just have you not writing
So
a long time, by the way.
so yes, bro. The mental because writing music is all creative. It's all you have to form the words in your mind before it's physical. So I understand for some people because some people don't even write. They just record.
Take
Um,
your stuff from other people. But them labels ain't gonna have you sitting down for a minute. They might, all right, bro, we gotta make money. Let's go. And then that's when the music tends to dip.
but I think when it
I
comes
think.
down to it, mental aspect in sports and in any type of work is kind of all the same thing. The physical doing of anything might be different, but the mental to get your mind into it to me is all the same. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. You're either going to try to get over that thing or you're not. But one is
I like
physical.
Neo, bro. I like Neo.
Hey, bro, who said they don't like Neo? Everybody like Neo.
Over Neo.
Oh, Ninja Turtle face.
Maybe talk about people.
that man, bro. He said, and I hate how much I love you, girl. I can't stand how much I need you.
That's one
What's
was
that
always
shit?
so.
We got
I
crazy.
guess we'll see what the album talking about, bro. The album might hit. Album might go crazy. You don't know.
Well, the song that I has played, that's the first song on the album. That's just the intro to the album.
Well, good. So hopefully he got some better shit on
Well,
there.
he got. I mean, bro, he got.
It's a joint with Rihanna. Now I think about it. Man, that was a bop.
Bro, he
And then
got
the
Jeremiah.
and then
He has
the
Jeremiah on. He has Jeremiah on the album. He has Blue on the album.
Man, we
He has
heard.
Trippy.
Hey, man, I ain't excited about Jeremiah, bro. After that little fiasco,
yeah.
if we.
And honestly, bro, I know what I'm getting out of what they call him. They calling him Blue now, not Young Blue.
Yeah.
I don't
He got
know, bro.
he got Trippie Redd on the album.
That
I
should
seen
be
that. I seen that.
very interesting.
But that
Lit.
I ain't gonna Blue don't be.
No, Blue did the same thing he does on tracks.
After that song with Drake, bro, it was over.
Downhill, right?
It was over. The expectations too high. Like it don't hit the same for me. And then he was on
What
Gunna's
song?
album. In Your Mind Still.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was on Gunna's album with Chris Brown. Oh, maybe it's just somehow his voice.
He was on his album with Chris. He was on
Chris Brown's
Possessive with
album.
Chris Brown and Lil Wayne.
It's just somehow his voice that just doesn't. Not
I
gonna.
think he needs. No, I think he needs to do. I think he needs to go more towards like island music or something. He has the voice of like someone who's
Yes,
on the islands, and he's doing too much.
R&B. I thought he was an
Yeah.
island. I thought he was an
Artist.
island artist when I first heard him. And he started making art. I'm like,
Yeah, he's from like Alabama or something.
yeah, he needs to
Like,
start
bro,
doing
you need
some
to take your voice that is God given to you and go ahead and get on an island track. And
because you
get
don't
that
usually
over
get that unless you're from over there.
yeah.
You ain't gonna have that type
When
of
you love
accent.
someone.
Yeah, bro. He need to get on some Afro.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully next week. Well, I believe so. We'll deal with some better music. We'll have some better music
Yo,
opinions.
Beyonce's dropping the 29th.
Expectations.
So yeah, it's gonna be pretty. I guess the next music week will be pretty fire. It's gonna be pretty good. Let's head into sports a little bit. How do you guys feel about athletes playing in the Drew League?
Like they've always have been.
Yeah, but like just your opinion of like just playing in summer league recreational men's. That's
Bro, it's
a
good to see
men's league.
some.
It's a men's league,
Bro, it's good to see some niggas just be some niggas, bro, and go out and hoop, get a
right?
bucket, play for real, without having no refs telling you to stop you from the game and just hoop.
I mean, they got rest, but
Yeah, but they're not doing what NBA refs doing, bro. NBA like they're not sensitive like NBA refs. They're not on that like they gonna call
Some
some
niggas any type of way.
I feel like
they
they
gonna
have to
call
be.
they're gonna call fouls that are legit like you wasn't gonna get nothing fouls. They're not gonna call like ticky tack stuff. So they out there just hooping, and I like it.
Yeah, I just think in terms of the Drew League, we haven't seen somebody playing there in a minute. Obviously, Jamal plays in there a lot, but I
And
mean,
his
Kobe
gym,
played in there. Um, I don't know. Is it?
I believe so. I think that's like his like DeMar DeRozan is like pretty much Drew League.
But yeah, I think, and then like we haven't seen somebody play like Kobe used to play,
Remember that?
Harden, uh, like some people used to play. We haven't seen that in a while, so it was dope to see Brown out there for sure.
Like the elite of the elite play.
Yeah, elite players. I really want to see Giannis on one of those. That would he would drop 80.
That'd be insane, bro.
But yeah, I think it's dope. Summer league programs in general. As long as they're not people ain't out there just trying to get them hurt or something like that, like and they're respectful. I think it's dope because you get to see. I mean, those players that they play aren't just average Joes too. Like they probably play
Big
professionally somewhere. They most likely play professionally somewhere, or they're college athletes that play. So it's not just bums out there. So, but it gives people a chance to play against one of the greats, and that's dope. I think gives you the experience of a lifetime.
I think what it
And the
really does is
crowd's
it
dope. The crowd
showcases
is super
like
dope.
NBA talent and what it takes to the next level.
Excuse me.
A lot of people say I can go out in the hoop, or they just talk crazy. They've never touched a basketball or whatever.
Well, they would get cooked by the niggas that was Brown was cooking.
That's what I'm saying. But so at least you now can see there's levels to
The game.
the
I don't
game.
think people understand. Like those people that are on the court are closer to Bron than the people that would never be on that court would ever be.
Or closer to
If
them.
that makes sense. Or close. Like they're not going to be.
They're
Those
closer to
players.
Bron than they are to them.
Right.
Yes. Like they're not even. You're not even that close. Like you can get like, bro. You play just any pro. Like I'm not gonna say any pro, but like most pro players, you're gonna get fried, bro. Like they don't even have to be in the NBA. You're gonna get cooked. You play a D1 basketball player, even some D2s, you're gonna get cooked. Like you don't hoop for real. It's like that's my problem with a lot of times with the internet. A lot of times with the internet,
Be capping.
You just be talking crazy, bro. And you're getting cooked by NAIA JUCO dudes. Like you don't hoop for real, bro. Um, so, but yeah, that's
Just
the
the
type of
people that just
conversation.
watch the game
Yeah, like y'all just watch.
and probably
There's
played
a
at
difference between
zero
going out
level
there and actually competing
with 20,000 people watching you,
and yelling at you.
with the lights on you,
The lights super
somebody
bright. You like,
closing out on you. And now you gonna hit this three from the corner? Yeah, alright.
no, you're gonna hit the side of the backboard or air ball. Big time. Because you're not mentally prepared for that. You're not mentally prepared to shoot that and then run back down, play defense, then come back and shoot again. And then run off a bunch of screens or dribble off, but like you're not capable of doing that. You couldn't even you don't even have the mind capacity to handle all that. It's too
And
fast for
then
you.
not even that. I was gonna say, yeah, too fast, and then
And then
struggling with
recognize the
like
other team's
the
plays,
conditioning. Yeah, recognizing
that
plays.
too.
It's a
Like
lot
and
that
then
goes into
knowing
it.
your plays too. So you have to know your plays, run them to perfection, and then know the other team's plays
Yeah.
and try to beat them to their spot.
But
Like
also
y'all don't
just
got the
having
mind
basketball
capacity for that.
IQ. People, I think too many people watch the game like on TV, but you've never been in the game to like really recognize.
Why
Like,
didn't you do, bro?
yeah,
You
like
wouldn't have
you
did
could be
that.
in the game. You could be in the game, and you could be watching something and being like, okay, if I do this and they're making a move over there, yo, bro, you need to go over there. And like, you can see the whole game differently than what a person on TV, unless you're in it, you're not gonna have the IQ of someone who's actually been in the game, paying attention. And like, let's say you don't even know the play. Let's say they have a new play. If you have high enough IQ, you could peep what they're trying to do when it's in real time happening, or at least try to figure it out.
Yeah, and if it fails, it fails.
If it feels, it feels. But
But
at
at least
least
you
in
have
your
the
head, you're like,
IQ
I'm seeing stuff happen, and
and you can
you're trying to
explain it.
figure it out. Yeah.
And it's like
You-
when you're running your play, you know what I'm saying, and somebody jumps out on a screen or tries to like deny the ball, you have to already think in your head what the counter is.
Yeah, my man's
As
probably
the
gonna
person with
dribble
the ball
over.
and the person without the ball. So if a person's denying you, you know what I'm saying, you gotta have the mind pass to make a back cut. And the other person gotta be on the same page, like, I gotta hit this dude
Yeah,
because he's
or
overplaying.
yeah,
Like
if he
you're not
don't, you gotta dribble
it's
over
so
and
much
reset the play. It's so much that goes into basketball,
what
bro.
shot clock.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, yeah, bro. People just be talking crazy, bro.
yeah.
But
Crazy. But I went to the I play I told you I played at LA a couple weeks ago, and even though it's such a small thing, such a small, like not even comparable to other leagues or whatever, or people who play and college players or whatever. But I went there and I was like, man, there are people who just don't know how to play the game of basketball at
just be
all,
running around.
and just be running up and down the court, and like you can watch what people are doing. You can already figure out on a basic level what they're trying to do, what it is, and then on the other side, defensively, they can't even read an offense.
You know, that's why I like playing with y'all, man,
Niggas
because
don't know what a gap is.
I think so. When we play together, it's fun because there's so much uh movement. Like we be out there like the Warriors on some just read and react. You know what I mean? There's back screens, there's down screens, there's flare screens, there's slip screens. You know what I'm saying? And then when we start playing defense, it's a uh
The
whole
defense
different
doesn't have to
ballgame.
be. You don't have to talk on defense.
No, because everybody knows we've played such good defense growing up. Shout out to Amp. Uh that to understand positioning, understanding rotations on defense, that stuff is not taught like that, bro. It's actually crazy. I've played for a lot of defensive minded coaches just growing up. Um and it's just crazy to see that people don't understand rotations, and it's almost kind of selfish in a way. You know what I mean? Like, dang, I helped you out, bro. Just do your role. Like, defense is just about doing your job, being in the right
Yeah,
position at the right time. I went to go cover this guy because he got beat. Cover me because I'm covering him, and then we all cover each other, and now we back at it.
You gotta be ready to help your team at any given point in time. It's not just your man.
Nah,
It's not just your man at all. It's helping the helper.
helping the helper help the
Helps the
helper.
helper.
You know,
It's
so
like what?
and that's always. Dang, I had something else I was gonna throw in, but I kind of forgot what it was. So we're gonna hop into relationship, uh, interracial relationship, the W's and the L's. Hunter, you want to start with this? What are some W's in interracial
Outside my
relationships?
race. I don't date outside my race.
Oh, you don't date outside your race?
Date outside my race. I wouldn't know.
So you haven't dated nobody that's like
No, I'm not. I'm
white,
not.
Spanish?
I've been in no relationship with nobody that's white. But actually, I'm just talking. I'm just.
Okay,
Um,
even if you hadn't been in one, what are some
I've
W's
I'm
some
just
and then some L's in interracial relationships that you can
no. I've messed with a wide range of women. Um,
Okay, what's the W's and
so what's the
L's? What's
W's
the
and the
W's and
L's?
L's?
let me get there.
There, you can get there.
Okay, I messed with a wide range of women. I'm gonna cap on here. I'm gonna be very transparent. and real. Not very transparent, but super real. The W's. I think different types of women treat you differently. Black women will treat you differently. A Latino woman will treat you differently. A white woman will treat you differently. Um, Now my experiences with an Asian woman will treat you differently as well. Um, Filipino, well, she's Asian too, but now I'm going to be very specific. Um, I think
You know what's funny about what you just said? I'm sorry to cut you off right now, but when you say like Asian, isn't like Russia and Asia?
Yes,
yes.
Isn't
in,
that kind
in
of
India, in the
isn't
Middle East.
that kind of funny how we say like
Well, I've
Asian, but you
missed.
kind of gotta mean like Rush
Well,
Asia?
yeah, like okay, it's more specifically Filipino, Indian, and
Southeast
Korean.
Asians.
I'm just going off of
Yeah,
people that I can
I'm just talking.
Yeah.
give examples of. Um, I think the L's is that for me as a black man in America or just anywhere is that any woman that's not outside of or that is outside my race will not understand what a black man goes through. Granted, I'm lighter than most, so my experience is inherently different there. However, in most people's eyes, especially examples that I've encountered throughout my life, they still see me as a nigga. So, especially when I'm overseas, like it's even worse. Uh,
Funny how America's so
so
different.
yeah, so it's like they don't understand our thought process when it comes to police, when it comes to um, systematic issues that may lead us at the bottom of the totem pole, things like that. And we often see through the media, social media, like these women, these black men and women of any other race, they have problems. I remember I seen this white woman talk about how her son wasn't as identifying as a black man. He wasn't worried about race issues, this and that, and then her school made that happen. First of all, you married or dated a black man and had a black kid, but you don't want this kid to talk about these things that he may have to go through because you don't try to see him like that. That's the first problem. And I don't want to date nobody like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to have that issue to where I'm not saying I can't date interracially, but I don't want to have that issue to where somebody doesn't see uh the ramifications of being a black person in America. You laid in bed with a black man and you should know already what type of things black people have to go through. And when you have a black son or black daughter, to think that they're not black is weird.
Like they just got voided of it. Like it just disappeared because they got
Exactly.
this whiteness attached to it.
Nobody even thinks about that whiteness because their skin is not white. So they may be 50-50, but that 50% black is really who they are because the whiteness doesn't matter. It's not accounted for anything when they want to get a job, when they want to get this privilege, yada, yada, because nobody's going to see them like that. So that's an L right there. I think a W, maybe like I said before, they treat you different. There's different women treat you differently. So a white woman or a Latino woman will treat you differently than a black woman will. Not to say that's better or worse, but whichever you're looking for out of a woman,
You might gain from a
you
different.
might gain from a different race because maybe your race doesn't often give that to you. A black woman might not give you black women don't give you the same thing a white woman does, and white women don't give you the same thing black women do. Uh, yeah, white women, you don't know what the cooking gonna be like. I ain't gonna hold you. You're a Latina, you know the spices and the salt, like you know what it's gonna hit for. Usually, black women can generally cook. Usually, I don't know nowadays. I don't know.
It's
Things
a
changing.
toss up everywhere nowadays.
Nowadays, I don't know who can cook and who can't. But I feel like I can go in circles. I don't want to talk too long. I want Trey to go because I'm actually interested to hear what he has to say.
On it. Sure.
I think a W is culture. Learn different cultures. Learn different history, culture, many languages,
White folk got
different.
culture.
Huh?
White folk got culture.
Who?
White folk.
I don't date white girls, so I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about everyone outside of that spectrum. I will say this: they do have an interesting way of living. You
And you
know,
got that
I
right.
went to all white school, so I did date white girls when I was in high school. So, campfires. They make great desserts. Um, they celebrate. The
Great desserts.
great desserts. They make
Hey,
great
white
One of them
desserts.
people,
always be
white
eating
people
pumpkin
pastries,
pie.
white people pastries. I don't know,
Are the
man. It
equivalent
kind
to
of
black people's food.
But
They
they be
make great
eating,
desserts, bro.
bro. They make
Cakes,
pumpkin pie, bro.
donuts, cookies, pies.
Like cookies don't be hidden. I ain't gonna hold you.
They do,
shit.
bro.
Alright.
I've been there. I've been there for a long time. They be hitting. I'm not gonna hold
Pie,
you.
the pie, pumpkin pie be good.
Yeah, but pocket pie be good, bro.
The
It almost
cupcake,
tastes just like sweet
hey,
potato.
the cupcakes be good. The cakes be good. I ain't giving them cookies, bro. Them brownies be good though.
Okay, well I'm talking about pastries, so you don't have to count cookies, but I'm counting like most of what they know how to make is dessert.
Strudels and
Yeah, all that stuff.
Mhm.
The food, I'm not giving them food, but desserts, I have to give white folks desserts. They know how to really make some dessert. No cap. And I went to a school for 12 years, damn near all white school. So I know I've had everyone's dessert. And it don't matter what kind of mom it is, every one of them stay-at-home moms can cook some bakery desserts.
Bunch
So
to be stay-at-home moms.
they make them baked goods. So um I will say that they have that. Their way of celebrating summers are differently. You know, the way they celebrate being outside is different. It's just
If
different
you're at the
lifestyle.
cottage,
The cottages be hitting, the sand dunes, um, riding on the four wheelers. The way that they live is different and it's cool. So you can kind of learn about that stuff. The family lifestyle is a little different too. It's a little free as you go. You're free to live life as you want, do as you please. Just don't embarrass the family. That's kind of how they live. Like you can go out and live in the world and do whatever you want. Just don't get in trouble and don't embarrass the family. Because if you do that, then I look bad. Now I got to yell at you. It's never like correcting them in the middle of like
let me
whatever
but
it
let
what
me
about
is.
say
other races? What about other races? I
wait.
mean, I
Let
don't
me
want
say this as well. Because when you say don't embarrass the family, a lot of the ideologies will come from um Christian, very,
Yeah.
you know,
So they'll do all the sinful stuff. Just do it low key.
but
Just don't get caught.
but embarrassing the family might also be dating a black man.
Yeah. But I'm saying there's a lot. There's a lot to. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Their thing is just don't embarrass the family.
yeah. Keep going.
When it comes to anyone of any other group, so like I've never dated an Asian girl before, so I don't know what that's like. Um, but I've dated a few Latinas. I dated a few Black women. Have I dated anything outside of that? I haven't dated anything outside of that. So out of that group of women, um, for the most part, in my experience, the women that I've met have been able to do some type of cooking or whatever. And what I've realized is that most minority women kind of have the same similar approach to being like how we're raised. It's a little twist differently. Like I feel like, bro, white people are the only people that are like different. Like if you go to any other culture, Indian, Oriental, um, Middle Eastern, Black, Latino, they all talk about how moms they spank them with something. They get them with something.
They
They say
throwing
something.
sandals, they
They don't.
throwing
They
something.
don't. Something's going on, bro. Where the punishment is in the moment. The correction is in the moment. Cooking and something, being a good cook, being a house person, creating the culture in the house is something. In every one of the minority cultures, it's really only the Euro culture where that's not really prevalent.
Glad you're mentioning this.
Because I'm saying that every other group has something in their home to offer. It might be a little different, but it's very similar. So that's why I'm saying the W is just the culture part. The W is part of dating minority outs because there is something similar there. There's something that we can kind of grab on to each other that we both have in common. The L is as
Wait. Before you get to the L's, do you feel like us
What the
being
hell is?
over on us being in the Western society that plays a role in how people are as well, like kind of
no, because you can
adopting
go
and
to
adapting to what we do over here
no,
or
because
what
I
white
think
people do.
you can go to the UK and they have the same issues that we do here, but they have kind of the same similar history. You can go to Germany. And I've heard black people say you can go to Amsterdam, Germany, go to Brazil, go to whatever, and they get treated well. But then you hear from black people who are in those countries and they say who are born and raised in those countries and they say differently.
Yeah, they be saying they racist.
They're saying they're racist. So my thing is, I think it's a lot of if you're a black man going out, what's going on is you're an American. It's not you're a black German or black Brazilian. You're a black American, which means you're associated with America, which means you're associated with wealth and opportunity. So they look at you different than the black person born from that country. So when you're going out there, people are going out there with the women are out there thinking, oh, if I treat this black American right, like a king, I could possibly leave this country and go to the American country that I've heard about. Even though not
BR.
all people think of, yeah, not all people think that America is a great country. And
Right.
we're on here to say that America's not the perfect place. But what I'm saying is some people have this ideology that if I can get out of Germany, or if I can get out of Norway, if I can get out of Brazil, or if I can get out of Dominican Republic and get to America, that'll be better. And these black men that are pushed on media to have money, gold on their neck, everything else or whatever, they're pushed to be some type of this. So when you go out, they treat you like as such. Whereas those people in those countries will tell you they're racist.
You think that's in more European countries rather than
No,
more
it's in Brazil, South America.
that's what I'm saying, like, you don't think it would be more in 'cause I hear more stories in South American countries than I do, like, European
I
countries.
mean, I've heard people go to Germany and black men get treated like kings. I've heard people go to Amsterdam get treated like kings. Belgium, bro, it's because they'll be in the military. They'll be out there. I've heard so many military black men talk about how out there it's just different for them, and they have a lot of women attracted to them.
Makes sense.
But
The L's.
the else is this, right? Out of all the positivity of all the different cultures and how close we could be in similarity to culture, different maybe in food, spices, language, or whatever, the black man and black woman is still looked down on in every other culture. That's the L. The L is no matter how similar we are, no matter how our history played out, where like if you're Indian, white people still did you dirty. If you're Oriental, white people still did you dirty. If you this, they still did you dirty. Instead of coming together, they want to unify in this hierarchy, Eurocentric thing, and still treat black people as if we didn't build this country from the ground up. The respect for black people isn't there, and that's the problem. That's the L. There are plenty of minority women that I find attractive and I would be interested in dating. However, I know the ramifications of having children.
Yeah, it's the children, man.
And having children, I will not let my children go through sneak dissing, little comments, questioning who they
And
are who they are in their blackness. They should be able to live in their blackness, be proud of their hair, be proud of their complexion, be proud of the way they talk, be proud of their culture, be proud to be a black American, be a black American. Not going to their cousins, why is your hair like this? Why do you look like this? Da, 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 da," or hear them talking about me or something like that. That shouldn't happen. I now am I saying that interrelationships are bad? No, because I think that interrelationships are for some people. They're not for all people. Only a select few group of people deserve to be in an interracial relationship. The perfect person who has a family who actually is understanding and gets it. Unless those two families are understanding it, you shouldn't be trying to do an interracial relationship. If you know for a fact that your family is not for that and your family is not for that, you shouldn't be
Yeah.
trying to do that.
Bro, you should not, bro. I don't care what you like something different, bro. Do not bring a
Well, you should
black
love
man
what you
into
love.
your
Da, 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 da.
family. Bro,
Do you
you
not
know
know
your
what a
family
family
hates
is?
them. You know black people. You know your family hates black people. Why would you even put a black person in that position? If you actually like or love somebody, why would you put them in that
Yeah,
position?
if you actually care about them. Actually, if you know, you shouldn't even do it in the first place. You shouldn't even be around them. If
No, I
you
ain't saying
already
that.
know, you shouldn't even in the first place even try to start
So
a
you guys
conversation.
are saying,
I ain't saying that.
so you guys
I'm
are
saying
saying,
that.
so Trey, you're saying family over love.
No,
No, I'm looking
I'm
at
not
the whole
saying that.
dynamic. I'm saying your kids.
Unless you're ready to disown your entire family
Yeah,
and
bro.
leave them and run off in the wind with this black man or woman. If you know your family hates them because you're gonna invite your family to the wedding and you know they don't even like black folk,
Yeah,
like come on, now, that's gonna be
that's
like
how
you know what I'm
that's
saying. So unless you're ready to just brush that all away, then there's like I'm not saying you can't date. I don't know, bro. It's a sticky situation because you don't want to say yeah, it can't date black people and like that. But you know what you're gonna get, like you know what you're gonna get out of it. You're not gonna get your family to think any differently
So maybe
or
that's
anything
the
like that.
problem. People aren't really thinking about. They're just thinking that maybe my family will come through, or maybe this, maybe
Accept
that,
them.
and they're
But
not
then
really
that's
thinking of it as a full.
bro,
You're
yes.
bringing a whole different, lifestyle, whole different culture in. You're
And then there's
connecting.
two things. You could say, yeah, my family might be like, well, yeah, he's probably one of the good ones. That's not a compliment that you may think it is. That
Yeah,
shit racist.
yeah, bro.
And
It's
then
not a
second of
compliment at
all,
all.
you have to, and you're gonna have a kid with this person. The kid's going to be black. So what? They're gonna treat that black baby differently now?
yeah,
Like, come on now. And then they're gonna be talking down, especially if it's a black woman. They be talking crazy about black women, especially if it's a black woman going into a different a white man's home and his whole family doesn't like black people. They gonna be on her ass.
yeah.
They gonna give her a terrible time, bro.
At least the
Like,
guy can kind of I
like, all
feel
right, man, fuck them niggas. I don't care about
well
them.
that, but then I feel like as a man, when you're kind of thrown into those situations, it's kind of easier to butter up people, or
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like kind of warm up the people or get people warmed up to you. You make some
exactly.
slight jokes here,
Which is, but you shouldn't even have to do that. That's the thing.
100%.
Right, bro. And
So that's
actually, as a man, bro, like they already look at us as aggressive and everything. Like they look at us as aggressive, hood, all that other stuff. They don't even want to test that. They don't even
Yeah,
want to be confrontational.
when you say they, you guys don't feel like we're at a point where white America is almost 50-50?
No, I think there's always a subconsciousness of people who don't want their daughters, whatever, or sons to date black people.
no, no, I think in terms of thinking like
When you think
like
of
that,
the
maybe
black
fifty
man,
fifty.
when you think of like, okay, a black person, you don't think that it's like 50%, at least right now, based on the election, I've kind of gotten that vibe where America has really swung um at least 60-40. You know what I'm saying? Where
But in
60%
terms
people
of
probably
dating,
yeah.
in terms of
Bro,
dating, I think they still want to
yeah.
procreate with their
Thank you,
race.
Hunter. Like as far as
But I don't
dating,
think in terms of just seeing a black man, like, or just knowing a black man, maybe you're probably right. But in terms of dating, I think it's way different.
yeah, bro. Like I think like what Hunter's saying is like the 60% may believe or whatever percent may believe that no black men aren't all the same. But the 90% are still saying we don't want you to date our daughters
That's fine.
or our
I
sons.
don't I don't think I seen
And
a
I don't want to.
I seen a video. I
And then
think his
uh,
name was Gideon. I'm not.
Gibeon?
No, 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 no. Because I'm not talking
Well,
about a
I'm a
singer.
YouTuber.
I'm talking about a YouTuber, and he went to like the most racist city in America, supposedly,
oh yeah, he wants to go talk to that
and he
dude
went
to
to
the
talk
crib,
to
yeah.
that guy, supposed to be the most racist man in America. And what the guy was saying, he was trying to. And I'm not trying to, anyways, what the guy was saying was he was trying to say he wasn't racist, but that he was
Mhm.
more of a separatist, where he didn't have a problem with black people. He just didn't want to be around or associated with. And so listening to that, and I'm not going to, because right there, hearing that, a lot of black people might already say this, this, and this. But how many times have you heard black people say they didn't want to be around white people, or be around this, or be around that? So
You want to hear something from me?
I'm not trying to excuse what he said, but what I will say is we can't be saying the same things as white people and just saying it's okay because we're not white saying it, or we're not because we're black saying it. You know what I mean?
I think we can.
I think we can't. I think that's so
I think
hypocritical.
let
I
me
don't
tell you
think
why.
so at
Wait,
all.
wait, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I think we can. Because Ian, you even said it on a TikTok video I watched.
Hmm.
It's not for all white people, but for white people.
Bro, we
They
look,
are.
bro. Let me say this. I've gotten out of that too. You don't have to say most or
I
all.
know,
If we
I
no,
know,
no,
but
bro, no,
shit.
for real, because if people are going to already come with the assumption that you have to specify not all, this ain't for you. Your mental capacity not there, because
But
no.
bro, but I'm a person. I'm a person on my social media who has said I prefer people to say some or most. I'm going to be consistent with what I've said.
Well, if
You
you
may not
said
be,
that,
but
if you
yeah.
said that, 100%, bro, 100%.
So what I'm saying is, in history, we have seen white people be destructive throughout history, from slavery to when we had our own cities. They burnt our cities. They burnt our schools. They take all of our. They take everything. We don't get credited for nothing. So why in the world? And I say this. I'm going to be open about it. I'm a separatist. I would be okay with just having black schools, black neighborhoods with money, our own city, our own towns. I'm openly saying this because at one point, there's no reparations for us. They're not going to give us our own reparations. They're not giving us money back, right? So we might as well keep trying to make cities where we can build the funds in our own community,
I don't think I am not against that at all. What
right?
you're saying is
I,
kind
I
of
don't
different.
I don't agree with white kids going to school shooting up schools. They keep talking about the hood, but you don't hear about black shootings at schools. There's no black shootings at schools. You just hear about black shootings in the hood, at the neighborhoods. You don't hear about it at schools. Kids can go to school. Black kids can go to school. They might have their little fights or whatever, but they can go to school and kick it and get a learning experience. They don't have to worry about getting shot down at school. That's never been a thing. So I'd much rather, if that's the case, it's not even a hate towards white people. It's I've seen the history with y'all, and it's still going on to this day. I feel much safer and better with our own people having our own areas, putting wealth in our own areas, putting kids in the schools where they can learn and get the actual history and knowledge they're supposed to get, than white people trying to
Do
strip
you
everything from
I
the system, the school
100%
system, and
agree with
do you
that.
everything.
guys think
100%
that
agree.
do you guys think that and I'm not this is I wouldn't say it's separate, but kind of. Do you guys think that I know there's a lot of Native American reservoirs, especially in Michigan up north,
Reservation.
reservations, whatever, where they have their own society, or even some of like the Arab
Separatists.
community out here too.
I'm driving
Like
through. I'm
like
driving through
there's
Dearborn. You got that, and then you drive through Detroit. It's a whole Amish community, and I'm like,
yes,
where is that for us? Where we're
but like
flourishing like that?
Central Academy is pretty much all Arabs as well,
Yeah,
and there might be like one or two black kids there, and maybe one or two white kids, but it's mostly Arabs, and that's kind of like, and nobody says anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's a bad thing or anything. I think it's kind of dope, personally, because all the kids can just grow and learn together because they're in the same community. I don't have a problem with schools being interracial, but I do see what you guys are saying because it'll also help because you learn about your history. Like I know at Central Academy, they're teaching them about Arab history. They have to be, um, and I'm sure American history as well because they live here. But I think a lot of Black people don't know our history
we're not being taught it.
because they're not being taught it because they have to take a specific class in high school called African American literature
Yeah,
or African American history versus it being fully incorporated into the history
it is
classes.
American history.
It's American history.
Black history is American history.
It's the foundation of American history.
Yep,
Like
yep.
because America wouldn't be created without it. So it does give you a question when you think about it like that. Maybe there should be certain schools like that. I think that I think being just a full on separatist, if that's the word, is OD. I think, but I think that there should be schools to where you have the choice. Like if this, I'm not gonna say this is an all black school, you know what I'm saying? But like if 90% of black people go there or more,
Or
then
if
you
you
can
look
have that
at,
choice to go there or go to a more, and I don't I don't mind my experience. Like our school was mostly black people,
I was gonna
but
say,
we had a lot of other people there too, like a lot. So
but
it was like you kind of get the
Kalamazoo's
full experience.
mostly white though.
Yeah, so
If
you
you talk
got the
about
full
like Detroit or something like that, those schools are 100% mostly.
100% mostly black. So like I don't mind my experience, like because I got to learn a lot about other people. Like that was cool for me. And that helped me in the real world. So that's why I kind of disagree in that. But I also think like in those majority black schools, they need to be teaching like the curriculum needs to be different. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're teaching the same US history that I'm learning at my bunch of different race school versus at your all predominantly black school. You're not learning about black history. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference there.
The teacher,
Um,
it depends on the teacher as well.
yeah, they might
If you have
touch
a
on
black
certain
teacher teaching
things.
history, I guarantee you you gonna learn some black history.
Yeah, but it's just certain things that they won't like that a lot. But that's the thing. They're not. How many people are really learning it? You know what I'm saying? Because
Because
then we
when you
go on
start getting
social
into
media
when you start getting into
and
agendas, yeah, you're probably not gonna get the lessons that you need to get.
yeah, nobody because these kids like we see all the time people ask questions or people have conversations on social media and it seemed like don't nobody know what they talking about
Yeah.
because they have no idea. Uh, so yeah, it does definitely present a question in that. Um, but I've never been like a full on separatist or anything like
I'm
that.
not saying be a full-on separatist. Like I don't think you can separate. But what I do believe is, could you imagine having your own county, like a Coe or like Tulsa, where it's black businesses, black people around, and then the police are black?
You know what's funny, Trey? I was
And
Isn't
so then
having
Atlanta
like
supposed to be like
so
that?
like people who when people come and stop you as a cop, they're like, "Oh, this we know this person." Like most people back in the day, cops were able to go like a black cop could go to another black person and be like, "Hey, Glenda, how's he would know Glenda, he would know the son, he would know the family. There's some type of connection there. There isn't that. And so now you got a bunch of cops just stopping random
Well, I
people
don't know if a
from
lot of
different
cops. The thing also, Trey, you have to understand with the uh, what's the word? How black people already feel about the cops, anyways. If you're a black cop or a white cop, it doesn't matter.
facts.
Now, they because
facts, but
people us yeah,
I'm talking about healing
yes, but you gotta
moving
understand
forward.
also that black people feel a certain way about cops in general. So if you're a black cop and I don't know you, like it don't make a difference between like whether you're white or black. Now, Pajama Man, he's a black cop. Um, that's somebody I could like. You know what I'm saying? I do have a relationship with. So like, if anything happened and he pulled up, I'd be like, "Ah, shoot, bet I can talk to this dude
But the
and we can
community,
de-escalate the situation." But you like,
he's talking about from a community healing. Let's say so. It's funny that you brought this up, Trey, because I talk about buying land and things like that, and I was actually having a conversation um with Alexis, and that is like one of my goals, bro. Like, cause Akon. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. He has Akon City, about to I think starts up in next year or two in Africa. And I was thinking about it. I was like, dang, what does it really take to start a city and to really build it from the ground up and to invite people like that to where you can build a culture where you build the police and certain police are now in, you can start everything from everything fresh, and you're just building a community where people are healing from traumas, people are healing from those things. um so it's just funny that you mentioned that, because that's we need black people to come together, bro. We need black people to come together for the same agenda, to push the same agenda, rather than to fight for leadership rights, to fight for, there's so much, there's always a power trip. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be the leader, the one responsible for this, and this, but nobody wants to just sit back and be like, let's follow the plan. You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes to leaders and following the plan, there's not been anything where people are like, yeah, let me follow you. Like, I like what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be, it's always what I can get out of it, not what we're going to get out of it. How does this benefit us as a culture? And then from there, let's have the discussion of how we're going to move in that. There's no there's no plan, and what Dr. Umar always be talking about, plans and uh the action. And there's just none of that that's consistent with the entire with all black Americans. And we need that. And I feel like when we can come together and move in that direction, bro, we it's so much like money that black people are responsible for that we just don't keep in our own community, that we can use to build our own communities up, that we can build a new community. But there's no voices that are leading this charge, and not just leading it, but you actually had to get people to agree and want to follow in that. You know what I'm saying? There's no connection to, like, Dr. Umar wants something. I have no connection to him. He doesn't connect to me. And his beliefs are also different, when you start talking about what pro black is and things like that. But if you want the black people to move a certain way, you have to connect to black people, all black people. You know? Went on a little rant there.
Very good. No, yeah. But that's and going in full circle.
Yeah.
And that is the big L in interracial dating.
On it.
The whole thing that we just talked that all comes is that L. And that's the deeper meaning. That's why you see a lot of black women who be online. Because most black women will date black men. They really won't go outside the race for the most part. And they see it almost from that perspective. We've gone through so much, why would you even do that? And so that's kind of that's the big perspective of everything. And so that's the big L for me. There's a W, there's some good W's, but that L is so big that until other cultures start to recognize, the people start to recognize us as human, as equals, it's kind of hard for me to go that route.
I think
So
for me, I've dated I haven't dated any white girls, actually. Um but I pretty much dated just other races of women. Um my wife now is Dominican, Chinese, Italian. So I mean she's mixed. Um but she's also from New York. So, and the only people that she's been around her whole life really is black people. So for her, I think that she has an understanding. All her Pretty much she talks to all the people she talks to is like black. You know, um, she has an understanding of the culture. I guess she understands because that's where she's from and that's what she's grown up around. Even though she's not, I mean, unless some people are not gonna call it Dominican black. Some people will. But I definitely think that that's probably been the number one thing for me is,
she's part of Trinidad, isn't she? Trinidadian?
yeah, 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 Trini. She's
That's
Trini.
black.
Well, there's people that's white, that's Trini.
I mean, there's people that's white in every country, but I'm saying
Yeah,
for the
yeah, yeah,
most part, Trinidad is a black
yeah.
country.
But the idea is that somebody understands the what black people have to go through. And I think that's probably the most important part for me is how do you understand what's going on? What's your response to it? What do you think of it? If that aligns up with what I think, then interracially, it's no problem with me, if that makes sense. If you understand, you're good. It's when you don't understand or you try to turn it into something else. Like, all right, no. This is what it is. It's not what you think it is or what you think it should be. This is what is going on. Now, there's things that need to be changed, need to be fixed, but as long as you understand the black man, I think it's a good thing. And then their family's cool too, so I can't be mad. Her dad is Dominican. He'll tell you straight up he's a black man. So, nah, man,
As long as he knows he's a black man, that's all that matters.
that's what he'll say, bro. And people be quick, bro. No. Me Dominican. Like, no, bro, you're black. You're a black man.
So you can be both at the same time. You can be Dominican.
They
you can
don't.
be
Yeah,
black.
that's what I'm saying. They have to be but the
This
people
or
who know,
that.
people who know, people who know, people who don't, you live in your ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. Moving on. Yo, is getting your nut off really worth it? I'm gonna say no.
In what terms?
In what
In terms of
terms?
cheating on somebody, in terms of
That could be anything, bro.
just down bad, like
Anything. What is it?
I
really?
think that
Or when is it?
I'm the one who wrote it in, and I was driving home. And I thought about this, and I wasn't detailed enough, but it was more like getting it off just to get it off.
so down bad.
Yeah, it's down bad, or you just desire it. And I'm just like, nah, man, ain't worth it. Every time I've done that, it's just not worth it. It's been like, man, that was blah.
Never.
So that means the sex was weak.
It's not about the sex this week.
It's
about-
gotta be, because when the sex is good, then it's worth it. When has
So
the
you
sex
think it's
ever been
worth it?
good? When has the sex ever been good and not worth it? Can't answer that. If it's good, it's worth
I
it.
think that's a yeah, bro. I gotta agree with that one.
It's always worth it if the sex is good. The sex is trash, or it's just meh. Or the top is just meh.
Or like after. So yeah.
You'd be like, I could have just did this by myself. Type thing.
I was just wondering, like, well, what I'm saying is like it could be good, but I'm just like saying like if I go home and you like because there's no like attachment to it, it's just the sex. I'm like, man, was that really like?
So is good sex like no attachment to it? I feel like there has to be. Like there has to be.
100%.
Otherwise,
I
it
mean, for
wouldn't have
me,
been
good sex has to be like for good sex to really affect me, bro. There's got to be some emotions and stuff involved. I can't just good sex to me has never been good sex without emotions.
I feel
and
like
connection.
I feel like there
You can
is
tell
some
you
type
love
of.
her.
Well, I ain't saying no that.
You can tell you love her.
But I
And then
feel
be like, I didn't really mean it.
I
Other
feel
than
like
that.
there would be some connection if it's good, no matter what. It has to. It has to be. Like
I think there's some. Okay, let me preface this. I think that there are some people that naturally in this world you have a high connection with without even having to speak to them, and so with that connection, you may have some great sex, but that doesn't happen all the time. That's actually a rarity. So for the most part, for me, having great or good sex has to have some type of connection of spirituality, emotions, or whatever, some type of connection like that. It's very rare that you meet someone and you're off the bell, the connection is fire, y'all smash, and it hit for everything.
So are you saying like you have to like them a certain way, or
I have to be attached to them in some type of way.
'cause I feel like you could
I have
just
to know.
be-
I have to know you. I have to know you. Something about something like
yes.
I didn't know
no,
you.
where you're going. Yes, I agree. If you, bro, when you know
When
somebody,
you know somebody, it's different than just some random.
yeah, I feel like the yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. It might be straight. Might be straight. You know what I'm saying? Like where the jokes at, where the laughs at.
If the joint fire and you getting to know her while you in it, then I don't know what y'all talking about. Because I'm
The
getting to
what?
know somebody while I'm in it. I'm getting to know you right there. What do you mean?
All right, so you're saying, all right,
I'm talking about knowing the person.
Bro,
are we
if
talking
I
about
meet
one night
you
stands?
and I
now?
go if I meet you and if I meet you and go on a date with you and I'm getting to know you during the date, then I start to like you.
That's totally
And
different.
then I
That's not
crack.
That's totally different.
what I'm saying
I
is,
start to like you but I don't know you still. And then I crack.
let's say you
You
go
like,
to the club Yeah, that's different than going to the club, meeting
and bring him
somebody,
a random.
bringing them home and doing.
Nope, nope. I'll say this. Now, I've given this example before. I met this shorty. She wasn't trying to crack. I said, "Bet we can be friends." Didn't talk to her again. She hit me up randomly.
Yeah, but that's later on in life.
No, 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 no. Literally 2 months down the road.
Okay, even
I,
longer.
bro, I never talked to this girl. There was no connection. I did not like her at all. We did the deed. It was top 3. The connection was there. And I'm not gonna say that. What's the original question? That it
What did I say earlier?
Did you know anything about this person?
I said it's a rarity.
no,
You didn't know nothing about this person.
bro, we hung out once and I didn't talk to her again. I literally don't even remember anything
To
like
wrap it up.
stuff. Of course, nigga, damn.
Nigga, ugly.
Anyway, years ago, like the connection was there. It was top 3, bro, and I will run it back again to this day, because I know what I'm getting out of it. But what I'm saying is, you don't need. Yes, the nut was 100% worth it. Like that was worth it because it was great sex. If it was weak, I would have been like, bro, what am I doing? Like,
So
get out of
what determines weak or not?
Bro, I've had girls who I've had sex with
Bro,
who they say it's great,
that
and
girl
on
was,
my end it was like, eh.
bro, it's great when you start trying new things. When you can get in a different bag that you ain't got in before, that's when you know it's great. Because you starting to just try stuff.
He cheesing right now, bro.
Who, Trey or me?
You.
When you just get to trying stuff that you ain't never tried before, like you've done all the regulars, and you like, let me try something
Regular,
different.
regular.
That's how you know it. And then they with it. That's how you know,
You
like,
making her sound like top one.
bro, she was up there, bro. She put me on a chair. I was like, oh man, this is, bro. I will never forget that. I will never forget that. Ever, 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 ever. Can't. Like you can't. You're not gonna forget. I don't think you forget good. You don't forget good sex. You don't. So yes, the nut was worth it, 100%. And when there's no connection, because the thing is, I
Now,
think when it comes
let
to
me ask
just
you this. Hold on, let me ask you this. When was the last time you had did it like prior?
uh, I don't want to spread my business out there, but I was in college hoping, so I was outside.
I'm
I'm
just
not gonna
saying
say it was
like
the
that
I'm not
might
gonna say it was the day before, but it might have been week before maybe or a couple of days before. Like I don't know.
I'm just saying
I-
like
And I don't want to.
hey, a week matters, bro.
Nah, because I think I got some fire before that.
I'm just saying a week matters. Like the
I
tension,
don't
the
know,
build
man.
up.
I don't know,
No,
man.
no,
You
no,
put
whoa, whoa,
everything,
no, no, no. What do you
put
mean?
everything
There's no
five.
build up. There's no build up. She hit me up that same night.
I'm talking about you said it had been a week prior.
That what?
Bro, so if you take a let's say you take a week or two off and you haven't bust one and you bust one a week or two later, that nut is gonna be a whole 100 times
Bro,
different than just doing it like every day.
I was outside. I'm not going to, I don't know specifically, but I was outside. That's all I'm gonna say. It wasn't weeks. I'll say that.
I'm just
I
messing with
was
you.
outside. Bro, all I'm saying is it was just she was just throwing it. Like, I mean, there's nothing really left to say, honestly. It was just fun. Like, it was fun, bro. When you can have fun, you can smile, you can
Yes,
be yourself.
yes.
That's when it's
Changes.
worth it,
That's when
bro.
it's worth it. 100%.
But when I'm like
You're just doing it like it's a job.
uptight, yeah, or like it's uptight, it's a lot of like things have to go perfectly for them to be able like no, like
That's not
you
true.
don't need that. You don't should we turn the TV off? Can we turn this like bro, I don't even want to do it no more. Like it's not even like
You're gonna do it
It's
with
a
your
even
requirement.
the moment. Oh, the TV's on, so it's gonna be worse, right? Fuck does that matter? Why are you worried about the TV?
I agree.
You gotta set the whole movie. I gotta bring out candles and everything. Just
I
like
agree, bro.
I ain't doing all that if it ain't already pre-planned.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why do you have to do that?
What?
Why? Why do you have to do that?
Do what?
Exactly what you're doing right now.
I'm agreeing with you.
You know exactly what you're doing. Now you're acting dumb. You're 30 and you're acting dumb.
I'm
You're
not acting dumb.
30 and you're acting dumb.
Why you putting an age on it? There's a lot of
Should,
40s who act dumb.
should that be the
That shouldn't
title?
be acting dumb. They shouldn't be acting
Should
dumb.
that be the title of the pod? 30 and acting dumb.
They're 40 and they shouldn't be acting dumb.
Right, but how am I acting dumb?
You know what you're doing.
I said, yeah, I agree.
No, you didn't say it like that, first of all.
What I will
Right.
say is, I think that if it is good, it's definitely worth it.
And if it's not, it's not worth it.
Yeah, and then also, let's say like somebody, because that's like saying, all right, if you're cheating on somebody and it's good, is it worth it?
Obviously, no, you're cheating on somebody.
Yeah, bro, but I'm talking about like if bro, you guys are right. If it is popping, you know what I'm saying? If it is hitting for everything, it was worth it. I'm just saying it's very rare that happens. It's not like a normal thing. Trying to cheat.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I've had a couple bad experiences, bro, but a lot of my experiences have been pretty
Bro,
good.
I've always heard my experience has been from a woman's standpoint, like when it was random, she was always like, "Oh, it was so great. When are we gonna link again?" And for me, it was like, "Wow, that was okay."
Yes, I could agree with that for sure. But I mean, I'm not gonna ask you what you mean, but for me, I be having a good time, bro. I be trying to have a good time
The goal is to.
and just be relaxed. And if it gets uptight at any point, I just be like, this ain't hitting. Like, I need to do this. It's not us.
Are y'all? Let's say it's bad, right? It's my last question. Let's say it's bad. Y'all quitting midway, or you finishing the deed?
I've faked enough before.
Me too.
Girls think that they're the ones that do it. Like, but you just make a sound. Make a sound.
Yeah, all you do is
And then here, take the rub off, throw it out.
Yeah, bro.
You can fake that. You can make that. You just gotta make a sound.
Like soft midway through. Like, yeah, bro. No, I know this over.
Yes,
Yes.
for sure, bro. For sure. I'm like, I ain't doing this, and I'm not gonna smack you off the midi either. Like, it's either the full strength or not. Well, not the full strength. It's either
I
the
guess that
it's either
leads
the
to
80,
that.
90, or the 100. I'm not doing it off the 50
That
or the
leads
60.
that leads to that. Then. You talking about the right?
I'm not doing it off the 50. Yeah, I'm not doing it off the 50. That shit not.
So
That's
then,
just terrible.
usually, if you're going to nut, that means that it's probably worth it most of the time.
No,
No,
because sometimes you force it out. You're like, bro, I'm ready to go home.
and just go.
Yeah, but when you already knee deep, it's
I'm
like
trying to come up and it won't let me.
you just get anything nowadays.
I don't
Do you
have
even want those?
anything.
Do you even want those for real?
They popped up and I'm like, oh, these look cool.
He mad at him.
We can't see it, bro. No matter how much you focus it, it just doesn't work.
See that
Oh,
ring light
shoot.
though.
Yes.
I can see
No,
the
but
ring
yeah,
light,
bro.
though.
I think now in terms of cheating, I don't think it's like I've never cheated personally,
Nah.
but I wouldn't think that it's worth it. Um like most guys say that it's not worth it, but some people continue to cheat. So
True.
maybe it is worth it for them.
True.
For me, I don't think that it's worth it to cheat. I'd rather just be single.
Yeah, I agree.
Um when you gotta force it, bro, when you have to force it, it's
It ain't
never worth
worth
it.
it. 100%. Or
As far as not like force it like you're like hitting up 5, 6, 7 people, like, bro, it's not supposed to happen tonight. Bro. Just give it a
It's
rest.
not meant to happen for you.
Go get to know yourself a little better.
even that ain't even gonna be worth it.
Nah, if you're gonna be sitting there like,
Dang,
I
I
don't
really
even
just do this.
do this. You're like, what am I doing?
You be looking at just stuff like a mess.
Let me just turn over and go to bed, man. An idiot.
That's some funny stuff, bro. I feel like that's never worth it.
Nah,
No, I ain't
yeah.
gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Cause you might feel like, man, nah, man, it been forever.
Yeah, no,
You know what they
facts.
say, man. If you don't use it, you lose it.
You do lose it. And I was talking to Pops about that the other day. He was like
I think there's a fine line between
abusing it.
abusing it and making sure your stuff still works.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you get your rocks off.
That's like it's a. I mean, it's kind of like lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? You
Bro,
can keep
it's a health thing, bro. Like they say, you should be getting it off at least 3 to 4 times a week.
yeah. 'Cause if you're say you're lifting, you stop lifting, biceps ain't gonna be as big, as strong. So
You ain't gonna be able to go as long.
as long stamina drops,
You gotta stay active, man.
100%.
Hey, fellas, stay active.
That's what I guess we have for you guys today. Um, for the people that have tuned in, thank you guys for tuning in. The full podcast will be on YouTube. Um, I was actually gonna say I seen your man stop by. Gonna say you got a little fresh one. Little fresh one. I need to get a lineup.
Vibes, man. You know the vibes, man. I can always get a fresh one.
I don't.
I'm trying to think. I literally just got a cut last Thursday.
Yeah, fact. That was scratch.
It's Thursday again. Bro, my stuff be going back way too fast though.
Feel like that. But that's what we have for you guys. Episode 28. Hopefully, the music side of things will be better next week, and it should be.
We'll see how Beyonce come.
We'll see how Beyonce coming.
No expectations.
But from me, Trey, and Hunt, we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.